Hello YouTube, this is iTradePeople here with a video about trends. Well, in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's cards that come and go all the time, like Mirror Force and Torrential Tribute, they're trends. Like, in general, they are good cards. If you're asked, are these bad cards, like, if you say no, that's like a lie, because they do more than what they're worth. They hit more than one card per activation. So therefore, like, they're not bad cards. But if you see a deck list, as the format progresses, they jump in and out of decks all the time. And reason being is because the format is like, okay, a conservative player with a single monster always wins, so my Mirror Force isn't working against their single monster every time if it's a floater. So therefore I should switch it with Dimensional Prison or something else like that. So that's what a trend is. So let me discuss some current trends. Trap Death Shoot lost popularity as soon as the ban was hit. This is one of my favorite cards because it is a great card. As it shows you your opponent's hand and it dictates the pace of play. Also dictates your whole opponent. So seeing their first hand and choosing a card to put it back means you see every card they played, like the first 5 cards, 6, you take one away, you see every move they can make so you can make your moves based on what they have. The reason it lost so much popularity because Heavy Storm got banned, so the trap lineups increased in numbers and the monsters decreased a little bit more. It lost more play when Gravekeepers came out because the deck's like, I'll set on my 1 floater and my 4 back row. So the hands will never be more than 2 cards, generally speaking. This is one of my favorite cards, but it lost trend. I still think it's a great card. Same with Mind Crush. Mind Crush is a great card in general, but like back and forth, it should be seeing more play right now, as every card searches for or shows you your opponent, as in Dark Soul, as in Pot of Duality, which is every deck is playing. Another trend that came and went is Roll Decree. Roll Decree is floating around because all these heavy trap lineups, and you want your play to go out. So, again, it goes in and out. It's not a bad card, but it's not like this card will stay great forever because of the trend of the heavy trap lineups. Okay, now cards that are really gaining popularity and stayed up there is Book of Moon. In general, Book of Moon is a -1. But it disrupts. That's why this card's good. So it disrupts your opponent's big play. It disrupts your opponent's attack on like your monsters. Instead they attack your spy, you flip your spy down, so you get a +1 off of that. It's great because of that. It's offensive and defensive, and the reason it's so good is because it's so versatile. It does a lot of plays such as that. That's why this card's seeing so much play, and it also stops your opponent from moving cards from field to graveyard, as in tuners. So it's good against almost every deck, as in Infernities, which again is not my favorite deck, but it does need to be side deck against, and this is one of the cards that's great in your main deck to go against Infernities. The card that's losing popularity right now is Bottomless Trap Hole. The reason this card's going down is because plants went up. Again, like YCS Atlanta, I think like it says 50% of the people were playing plants. So Bottomless Trap Hole doesn't do anything against the majority of the deck except for Caius, or they bring out like a random synchro for some reason. And because of the height of Book of Moon, like I can summon a monster, you go bottomless like a Book of Moon, so your bottomless goes away. This card is still good because it stops Black Wings, it stops anti-meta, stuff like that. But when your meta shifts like that, that's why this card is not as good. But don't take these cards out of your deck yet. I don't want people going to locals and just taking their Bottomless Trap Holes out and just losing and wondering why. You have to understand the meta, and the meta means everything around you that is playing. So when you go to a local, you can't play for a meta at a regional. If your whole local plays Black Wings, you can't play, okay, I have to play the deck online because I saw it top at a large event. You have to understand your meta, because Bottomless Trap Hole is still a good card, don't get me wrong. But it has lost popularity because of those reasons. The card that has gained popularity is Solemn Warning. This card is very good because it does stop Recruiter. They won't search. It stops Sanguine. Card is good in general, and it stops Dark Soul. But it doesn't stop like Light Darkness Dragon. So this card, first of all, controls tempo of play, or momentum. It disrupts momentum. Most decks right now are allowed to play 1 thing per turn. Like before in Teledad format, Lightsworn format, you can play like 6, 7 cards per turn. With the exclusion now of plants, like plants can do multiple things per turn, but if you stop that 1 big card, they're kind of stuck with random cards. So in Black Wings, in Gravekeepers especially, with the low monster count, all these decks, you just lose a turn. so it makes you one turn ahead. So if summon Recruiter, you go summon Warning, and you already have a card set, they lost their summon for the turn. That means you're one turn ahead. This card's great like that. Also will get better as Samurais come out because they need their initial summoning. A card that I think should be played more. I was playing 1 until I talked to Ryan Miles and said play 2. Because I'm playing Scraps right now. It's Compulsory Evacuation Device. This card, I believe, is like the same height as Book of Moon right now. And when I say that, I mean it plays offensively and defensively. So I can play, you can make your Stardust Dragon, your Scrap Dragon, etc. like that. I go Compulsory. You wasted your card to make this, especially against Shooting Star Dragon, this card's amazing against. And also defensively, so say you summon Blizzard, Debris Dragon, Scrap Chimera. You bring out your second monster. They do something to your like big monster, like Debris, Chimera, something like that. You go Compulsory if you get another card. So it means this card was lost for their card that activated, but you got a free monster out of it. So it's like you got a +1. You have another Chimera summon, Debris summon, or Blizzard summon. I believe this card is going to be raised in popularity if the meta still stays the same. And that's all, YouTube. So let me know what you think, and yeah.